يا شباب، رجعت لكم فيديو جديد من هيتمان. شكرا على اللايكس الكتير اللي على الفيديو الاولاني. ميشن جديده بنلعب في لندن او انجلاند عموما، يعني مش فاكر فين في انجلاند. وهنعرف لسه القصه بتحكي عن ايه.
I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle.
Please wait. Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
ماشي. انا كان ممكن اقتلهم، بس انا مش عايز اعمل كده. ممكن نحاول نقتل عدد اقل من الناس، لان انا عرفت من واحد صاحبي ان الهيتمان الكويس يعني ما بيقتلش ناس كتير، بيعمل لهم نوك اوت بس وما بيقتلش غير التارجت. فانا على قد ما اقدر مش هقتل الا في الضروره القصوى يعني، وهو مش هحاول ما اقتلش غير اليكسا كارلايل التارجت بتاعتنا. بس قبل ما اقتلها طبعا لازم اجيب الكيس فايل. يلا.
Oh, by the way, I told Kate about those texts.
What did she say?
Well, I thought she'd be mad at me, but she just thanked me, said she understood the position I was in. We had a really good talk about it.
What did I tell you? She's a sensible woman. That stuff from your ex is like manipulation 101.
I know. I guess I thought she was going to read into them.
Mary is so upset, and she's never seen a dead body before.
Poor thing.
And that detective asked to come here. Madame Carlyle must believe Zachary was murdered. Why else ask him to snoop around? I feel weak in my knees from all the tension here.
Don't worry, I'm sure everything will settle down soon.
طب ايه؟ طيب اخش منين؟ اتسلق؟ لا، انا المفروض ادور على المحقق فين؟ طب احنا دخلنا. ها ايه ده؟
That appears to be a half-burned diary belonging to Zachary Carlyle. It says he and Madame Carlyle murdered their older brother 46 years ago, and that Mr. Fernsby helped them cover it up. He was planning to confess it all. Interesting.
ماشي. طب انا مزنوق. طيب انا مش عارف اعمل اي حاجه. فين المحقق؟ هو ده؟ هو. طب استنى، انا يا رب يجي هنا، يا رب جاي جاي جاي. حلو قوي. اقتله مش هقتله، انا هعمله نوك اوت. طب شيل البتاعه دي بقى، لا هيتعمل له. هات لبسك ده، تعالى. ازيك يا جماعه؟ التارجت نازله لنا. ازيك؟ انا المحقق اللي انت طلبتيني امبارح. ايه الكلام بقى؟ ايه التقدير ده؟ طيب
Mr. Whitmer,
أيوة.
thank you for coming on such short notice.
انا اهو.
A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madame Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible.
Okay.
Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments?
لا
Or do you
حبيبي
prefer
كده.
to go straight to Mr. Zachary's
شكرا،
sleeping
مش عايزين
quarters?
حاجه. يلا دخلني على التحقيق.
I prefer to get started.
As
ايوه.
you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
يلا انا وراك اهو، امشي.
I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
يا شقي عشان يعني هيقتلها وكده.
Before you
ماشي.
inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room.
هي دي؟
To my right.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
سكينة.
Why don't you
Oh,
use your
good save.
camera to scan the dead body, 47?
هات الكاميرا.
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
ده.
Zachary's suicide note.
اه.
Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity. Zachary was shopping for new
كان
Wellingtons last night.
بيشتري جزم.
Not
مستحيل يكون
exactly
انتحر
what you
بقى
would
كده.
expect from someone suicidal.
واو.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This
Deep.
could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47.
اه هو كده كفاية
Maybe
أوي.
it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for clues first? Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
يعني دلوقتي ممكن نلبس مستر
Very well,
فرنسبي.
Mr. Fernsby.
Make sure you
ممكن
focus
نكتشف
on
القتل
the
الحقيقي.
I will.
We
نعمل
don't
ايه؟
need one more maid crying in the kitchen. So watch yourself around young Mr. Patrick.
Don't worry about me.
انا حق.
Patrick Carlyle. Can you tell me
اصل حرام يعني مش هلبسه الراجل يبقى عاش خدام وميت ظلم فاهم؟
It's that sneaky butler, isn't it?
بص لي يا ابني وانا
Ratted me
بكلمك.
out.
بص لي يا ابني وانا بكلمك انا عيب كده. سيب اللي بلعب ده.
Elaine, give us some privacy, would you?
اتكلي على الله لان عشان عندي كلمتين مع
Don't tell
عائلة الذوق
Mother,
ده.
okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll.
يا ولا.
I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
what did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexia used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's...
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
لا يعني بص، مهما حصل فيرنسبي ده مش هموته، يعني الراجل مظلوم شكله وعاش خدام يعني، ف ظلم. مش هموته لا. تعالي هنا انتي. مين؟
Rebecca Carlyle,
تعالي ريبيكا.
can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 8:45. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange.
Emma?
You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast.
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby.
يا دي مستر فرنسبي، يا جدعان سيبوه في حاله.
Leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hall.
ايوه، ما هو لسه طالع من الأوضة بتاعت جثة، ما أكيد هيخاف، أكيد nothing.
Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much.
يا ستي ما تخافيش على إدوارد انت.
Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
اه يا ستي اتكلي على الله. هاي انتي إيما؟
Emma Carlyle.
انتي اللي كنت بتعملي حاجات غريبة؟
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to
هو ايه اللي not a suspect؟ تعالي هنا.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to
لا
know?
ما عادوش الساعة 8.
How did you feel about
عادوا الساعة 9 إلا ربع.
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants?
مالها البلانتس؟
In my opinion, Alexa bears some
راجل
responsibility for how
vegetarian.
this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
لا تعالي هنا.
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed,
ما عشان
not
شاف
just
وشك.
sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
بس بقى ولا يعني انا اصلا هقبض عليك. انا مش هقبض عليك، انا هموتك. تعالى يا
You
ادوارد.
always led by example rather than by words and meaningless gestures.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to help?
8:30.
Can you tell me about
لا
Zachary's behavior
الارقام
last night?
متلخبطه خالص، كله عمال يكذب.
Expecting to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca, they had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. If that's all, I have a speech to...
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
خلاص خلاص شكلك طيب، ما عادش حاجة والله.
But he was such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean
يعني
like
باتريك ما
Chris?
كانش بيكذب،
He treated
دي
me
روزي
like
اللي هو
shit.
خدها.
All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games. Never any romance. I deserve
باتريك أخدها
romance.
وخرجوا. روزي يعني باتريك ما كانش
Rosie,
بيكذب.
tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick.
اوكي
We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning.
اوكي، يعني احنا كده استجوبنا كله تقريبا، ما عدا الراجل ده جورج كارلايل. ده شكله ما عملهاش وش دي، يعني لا هي حاولت تساعدني على قد ما تقدر، بس هي لبستها في الباتلر وانا واثق ان هو مش هو. دي انا شاك فيها 90% هي دي اللي عملت كده، بس لسه بقى اتكلم مع الراجل التاني الاول جورج، وبعدين اجي اشوف. انا كده اتاكدت ان باتريك مش هو برضه، لان كان مع روزي برضه.
He said he needed someone real to
خلاص
talk
شكرا
to.
شكرا.
When he looks at you, it makes you...
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to pry?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Is that all?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show.
ماشي، هو ده شكله معتوه
Mother
اصلا.
obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
اوكي، يعني هي زي ما قلت لكم 90% اما هي اللي عملت الجريمة.
You want to check on that undertaker in charge of the funeral? I got word he's
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
اوه، ايه حكاية البيبان السرية يا جدعان؟ ده في حد ورا، ممكن نبص عليه من هنا؟
Aaron Ford Jr. calling from Morgan, Yates & Cohn. I need to get a listing of asset transfers from the Carlisle account HTC depot number 5085. No, I need it immediately. Yes, I'll hold. Yes, I'm still here. It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Right. I'll double check and get back to you.
ايه اللي بيحصل؟
Well?
Well?
بتعملي ايه هنا؟
What did you find?
Uh...
You special well have a damn good reason for not being here in person. Christ! You really don't have a clue, do you? I'm talking about that weasel Arthur Edwards. Can we get back what he stole from me?
So far, it looks like we can't. All the transfers of funds and privileges I've been through have been bulletproof. He intercepted the arrangements our office worked years to put in place.
That's why Don Yates should be here. He made the arrangements. He should bloody well be the one to clean up this whole mess.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Don't kill the messenger, Alexa. Please, continue your efforts, Mr. Ford.
دي مستر فورد هيتشقلب ويجيب الرسالة اللي مش لاقيها دي.
keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing?
Shoes and footprints in Emma Gregory's room.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
لا انا مش بلوت تويست ولا حاجه، انا متاكد انها ايما كده خلاص. اوكي ما شافنيش، ده كويس قوي. زي ما توقعت يعني في ماسورة هنا.
Gotta dig this place. Ancestral graveyard, trophy room, and the office safe is hidden behind a portrait with a secret mechanism for uncovering it. It's got real soul.
First time here?
Yep.
Yeah, it's impressive, all right.
A safe in Madame Carlyle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
طيب في خزنة ورا لوحة، محتاجين نحرك اللوحة دي ونلاقي الخزنة. مش عارف اروح فين. واو
Negligent shit! Spineless, despicable, nitwitted little man! Oh, I would just...
تعالي.
That's Madame Carlyle taken care of. Time to get the file on Arthur Edwards.
اوكي بما ان احنا كده خلصنا من التارجت بتاعتنا، محتاجين بقى نجيب الكيس فايل ونخلع من هنا. محتاجين نلاقي الخزنة. الخزنة فين؟
Peculiar icons above the safe. I wonder if they might be some sort of a code. Maybe have a look around the office, 47.
اوكي، محتاجين نعرف الكود بتاع الخزنة. هيكون ساعة، منظار ونار وبتاع دي. تعال نشوف الأول ساعة. سبعة. اوكي انا شفت على النار رقم 7 اهو. ده معناه ان اكيد هنا برضو في رقم على الساعة. اكيد مش 6، لا. تسعة. اوكي 7 ودي 9. طب يا جماعة انا حليت المشكلة. انا الكيس فايل جوه الخزنة، والخزنة فيها رموز، كل رمز جنبه رقم. المنظار ده جنبه 9، والنار في جوه المدفأة في رمز 7. فعرفنا رقمين من 4. اهو رمز 7 اهو. الساعة كام؟ الساعة 6. بس اكيد في رقم تاني غير ده. انا خدت بالي من حاجة دلوقتي. في رقم هنا مفروض 1. اوكي، يعني انا كنت ببص على ساعة غلط. 1. اوكي تعالى كلير. 1 9 7. واخر رقم ايه بقى؟ لازم هنعرفه دلوقتي. خمسة. لقيت اخر رقم. اوف. 5. افتح. اوكي.
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
لا اله الا الله. اوكي ميشن كومبليت وما قتلناش ولا حد. كل الناس عايشة. محتاجين نخرج من هنا. عاش فلولس. والحمد لله مستر باتلر عايش. ما عرفناش مين اللي قتل. انا عارف مين اللي قتل، ايمن. ممكن اقتلها لكم عشان حق ربنا. لو لقيتها قدامي وانا خارج هقتلها. بس احنا ما قتلناش ولا واحد طول الميشن غير اليكس التارجت. فهل ورث ان احنا نبوظ ده؟ مش عارف. انا لو لقيتها في سكتي هقتلها، ما لقيتهاش بقى خلاص هي نصيبها كده. ممكن تبقى مش هي. احنا مش متأكد 100%، يعني احنا كنا متأكدين 90% بس. ف هسيبها عايشة يعني، ولو هي اللي قتلته بقى ف هنعرف في الكيس فايل ده وهجيلها تاني. طيب يا شباب، يعني انا اقدر كده اقول ان الميشن خلصت، لان هما مش هيلمسوني. انا كده لابس لبس المحقق، فمحدش يعرف ان انا قتلت اليكسا، ومحدش يعرف ان انا معايا الكيس فايل. فانا رايح للموتوسيكل بتاعي ولو عجبكم الفيديو يا ريت تعملوا لايك، لان ده بيخلي الفيديو تبقى ريكومندد للناس بعد كده وتشوفها. متنسوش تعملوا سبسكرايب وتفعلوا النوتيفيكيشن، تعملوا اكتيفيت للبيل، عشان زي ما قلت لكم اليوتيوب مش بيعمل ريكومند الفيديوهات بتاعتي، فلما انزل فيديو جديد محدش هيعرف. اوه انا جاي اعملوا سبسكرايب بسرعه وفي النوتيفيكيشن ولايك للفيديو. يلا هتشوفكم الفيديو الجاي.